This morning on Sunrise, TSA workers could finally get paid after 5 weeks without a paycheck. We'll explain when that money will arrive and how it impacts airport security lines next. Plus, Jim Wells County is taking new steps to fix an overcrowded jail. We'll tell you what officials are discussing and what it means for taxpayers. Plus, a popular nature center on the south side is saved from closure. We'll explain how a new grant is keeping the doors open. Chris 6 Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and we thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Bishop. Brian and Michelle have the day off. We have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning, but first, I'm joined by our trusty meteorologist, Stephen Jones, who's standing by with a look at your roadways before you head out the door this morning. Stephen, good morning. I'm very pleased to have you alongside me for this hour of Sunrise. Well, good morning, Drew. We're pleased to have you here. Also, how are you feeling waking up Monday morning so early in the day, though? Well, again, I've produced this show before, so coming in a little later than, on a producer's schedule, I actually feel pretty good, and I'm really happy to be with this team. Guys, you guys put together some great newscasts, so feeling good and ready to get this the 6A hour underway. Absolutely, we're doing great so far, and we're still going and heading out this morning, looking like a breeze so far. No traffic slowdowns that I've been tracking so far, but those warm temperatures waking up for our Monday morning. We're once again waking up to the upper 60s and lower 70s out there. Port Aransas and Rockport both coming in at 71 degrees. Alice coming in at 65 and matching that in Hebbronville so far. Winds are out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so not too bad out there. As we head through the rest of the day, it'll be another breezy afternoon on the way, though. Out of the southeast about 20 miles an hour with gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour at times. Luckily, we're back on the warm-up, 82 degrees by 3 p.m., and I'm calling 84 for our official daytime high over from CCIA. Nonetheless, if you're getting ready to head out for the day, here's how that traffic is flowing. Like we talked about, no issues on the Harbor Bridge right now to and from Portland, and for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, more of the same, just looking good to head out the door. Let's head inland too, just to check it out over there in Sinton, giving you a little shout out. Good morning, Sinton. Looking at your traffic, going to be a good and green Monday morning. Of course, I'll have more details about the rest of the week ahead with those rain chances coming up in just a few minutes. Well, thank you, Stephen. We appreciate it. We'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit. But first, the Supreme Court will release a new orders list today. The list reveals which cases the justices plan to hear next. Recent lists included cases on federal supervised release and birthright citizenship. And lawmakers continue to remain at an impasse on the DHS funding fight. However, the Trump administration says TSA employees who have been working without pay for weeks will be getting paid in the next few days. Reed Binion has the latest.
There is a plan to get these TSA agents pay, hopefully by tomorrow, Tuesday.
Trump administration officials on Sunday saying TSA workers would receive paychecks in the next couple of days under the president's plan to unilaterally fund the agency. Border Czar Tom Homan welcoming the development.
So yeah, it's good news because these TSA officers are struggling, working very hard and not being paid while members of Congress down on vacation getting paid.
This comes after President Donald Trump's executive action Friday ordering that TSA workers be paid immediately. One former TSA administrator says the follow-through on this is critical.
And if you say they're going to get paid and they don't after 5 weeks of not getting paid, then that would be a serious blow to the already low morale.
A spokesperson for the American Federation of Government Employees, which represents TSA officers, said Sunday that some officers had started seeing their back pay being processed for payment, but only the 2 full paychecks missed in March, not the rest of the partial payment from late February. As of late Sunday night, the funds had not yet hit their bank accounts. It's not yet clear what the immediate impact of the restart in pay will be on long airport security lines.
My concern is that out of those 3,500 who have called out over the weekend, that some of those are simply holding out and because they may have another job lined up.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now back here at home, the founder of the Corpus Christi Chronicle faces new charges this morning. Police arrested Eric Tunches on early Sunday for gambling. He is accused of promoting gambling and keeping a gambling place. Officers also charged him with possessing gambling devices and operating a game room. This is his second arrest in less than a year. Tunches faced similar charges last May.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, reporting in Juarez County, where leaders are once again addressing a problem we've been following since 2024, an overcrowded jail, and paying other jails to house inmate overflow. But now they are working to find long-term solutions. For years, Juarez County has struggled with limited jail space, forcing officials to send inmates elsewhere, costing taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars. Commissioners were in court Friday to discuss options. Sheriff Baker says that bringing in experts like Southwest Architects will help determine if it would be best to expand the current 100-year-old jail or build a new one.
Now, the future of a popular Southside Nature Center is finally secure. Budget cuts threaten to shut down the Learning Center at the Oso Bay Wetlands Preserve, but a new grant is keeping the doors open. The Coastal Bend Bays and Estuaries program awarded the city more than $154,000. The money saves the Education Center and keeps its animals from being relocated.
The city was willing to keep the operations at the site and the maintenance up and going, but it was difficult for them to fund the education programs.
Now, this new grant covers the current fiscal year, but both sides also signed an agreement for a long-term partnership. That deal aims to secure future funding and bring new enhancements to the preserve.
Well, howdy and happy Monday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look at this Coastal Bend Weather Watchers photo. Thank you to Padre Island Madre for sending this in over from Bob Hall Pier. Just a great view of that sunset just last night or Saturday night. Either way, this weekend had some great sunsets for it. If you get a good sunset like this one, maybe the sunrise as it's coming up, or maybe some storms as they're working in later this week. Hopefully you take a quick picture or video and send it into our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. We'd absolutely love to see it and could also see your photo or video featured on one of our broadcasts. As we're waking up for our Monday morning, here's the live view from our Snoopy's Pier sky cam thanks to Matthews CCAC. Still pretty warm here closer to the water, 70 degrees on the money. Winds out of the southeast 11 miles an hour so far and keeping away any of that fog this morning. Temperatures in your neighborhood's a little cooler as we work our way inland. Falfurrias coming in at 62 degrees. San Diego waking up to 64 so far with 70 on the board as we work over towards the Naval Air Station. Robstown coming in at that 69 degree mark. As we're looking at our dog walking forecast today, we've got Charlie and Pilot on the board. They're right here from Nueces County. Says they like to go on walks around the neighborhood. Hey, that's a pretty good spot for it. As we're rolling through the morning hours, Charlie and Pilot's walks temperature is going to be pretty good. 75 by 10 a.m. up to 80 by that noon hour, and winds are also going to be on the increase following those temperatures. Around 10 miles an hour this morning, closer to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon for us. We should top out about 84 degrees here in Corpus Christi is what I'm calling for our official daytime high. Going into tonight, we'll see more of that cloud cover once again for us, down to about 67 degrees for that overnight low, so fairly warm as we're starting off our Tuesday tomorrow, and then rinse and repeat as we go into the day tomorrow. More of that sunshine puts us back into the mid-80s with another breezy afternoon in store as we head into tomorrow. Heading through the rest of our week, though, as we get ready to close out March tomorrow and then head into April by Wednesday, we're going to slowly hold on to that humidity and increase it as we're heading into the weekend. With more of this moisture in place, we're getting the atmosphere more and more primed through the week ahead. And as we're heading into the weekend, we've actually got a cold front on the way. So as we have all of this moisture rolling into the area, that cold front is going to be the lift that it needs to really get some rain going across the area. You could see by Thursday with some of that moisture working in, we could expect some isolated activity. That's only sitting at about a 30% chance right now. As we head into the weekend, right now we've got about a good 50 to 60% chance of some of that scattered activity working in. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, but of course make sure to check back through the week ahead. We're likely to see the timing and intensity change on that forecast. Through the week, going to be about a rinse and repeat pattern with those breezy afternoons, some of the cloudy mornings, maybe one or two of those showers work in by Thursday, but as we head into the weekend, I'd go ahead and tell you to start planning for some of that weekend rain from Saturday into Sunday, with that cold front dropping us from the 80s to the 70s as we head into Sunday.
Well, it's no secret gas prices are rising across the nation. Coming up on Sunrise, we'll tell you why the conflict in the Middle East could soon make your groceries even more expensive. And welcome back to Chris 6 Sunrise. Gas prices are climbing across the country and even right here at home. The national average for regular gas is now $4.06 a gallon. That's a jump of 46 cents in just the past 2 weeks. And in Texas, drivers can expect to pay around $3.56 a gallon. Right here in Corpus Christi, $3.41 a gallon of regular gas. And as you can see, the conflict in the Middle East is driving up the cost of crude oil. Experts project oil prices could reach over $200. Our Stephanie Liebergen joins us now. Good morning, Stephanie. How is the situation in the Strait of Hormuz impacting American farmers and the prices that we see at the grocery stores?
Hey, Drew, good morning. Well, a lot of the focus has been on the cost of oil and the oil that normally moves through the Strait of Hormuz, but it's also a critical waterway for fertilizer. A third of the world's fertilizer normally passes through that strait. So this war is having a really big impact. So when farmers who are, at least here in the U.S., in the heart of planting season right now, they are needing and wanting that fertilizer. So not having access to it and having the reduced stock available for fertilizer could hit us at the grocery store in kind of two different ways. Either one, farmers are paying more for fertilizer, which means those increased prices could get passed down to us as consumers in the price we pay at the store. And secondly, if farmers don't have enough fertilizer, they can't access enough, that means the amount of crops they grow this year, the yield this year might be lower, and that can also push up prices at the grocery store. So the impact of this war certainly going far beyond just the prices that we pay at the pump, although that's maybe the most obvious impact for Americans here at home. But there are little snippets of potentially good news. There are talks happening between the United Nations and Iran to try to allow humanitarian ships through the strait or allow agricultural ships to go ahead and pass through that Strait of Hormuz. So there's a little hope that maybe things will get better, but the longer this war goes on, the bigger the impact is going to be, not only on fertilizer access for farmers here in the U.S. and around the world, but on oil prices and everything else. The impact is just going to keep growing every day, Drew, the longer this war drags on.
And Stephanie, that's super interesting, just hearing about the fertilizer, the trickle-down effect, how it affects our farmers. We really appreciate you for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Well, good Monday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look from our studio sky cam, we're waking up to 69 degrees so far. Winds out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour. Luckily, not too much of that fog out there, but the humidity is still in the atmosphere. We've got dew points in the 60s around the area, so you'll definitely notice the mugginess out there. Temperature-wise, we're waking up to 60s for most of us. 66 degrees in Alice. Valfuria is coming in as the cool spot at 62 degrees. Ingleside, 71 so far, and that's going to be the same for Rockport and Port Aransas. George West rounding us out at 68 on the money. As we're going towards that bus stop forecast here in just about another hour, should be in those upper 60s, if not 70 degrees for the 7 a.m. drop-off. Back into the 80s by that pickup time frame, about 82 by 3 p.m. And I'm calling 84 for our official daytime high from CCIA later today. As we work around the coastal bend, though, flirting with the 90-degree mark out west. Once again, Freer and Hebbronville, potentially 89 degrees. Beeville chasing that 85-degree mark, with the coast a little bit cooler. 77 for Rockport, your daytime high. Aransas Pass chasing that 78-degree mark. But when we're taking into account the drought that is ongoing out there, we still have that level 5 out of 5 exceptional drought towards Cotulla and into Tilden there for McMullen County. Alice, and then towards the south, Hebbronville and Valfuria is also in that level 5 out of 5 drought. And recently, Nueces County starting to see more of that extreme drought working in from the west. So not exactly what we want to see. And without any rain this first few days of the week, I should say, we are holding on to that high forecast fire danger and even very high forecast fire danger into areas towards Live Oak and McMullen County today. Going into tomorrow, not too much better, just about the same as what we're seeing today, and even into our Wednesday, still holding on to that pocket of very high fire danger into areas of Live Oak County. So something to be mindful of, especially with the ongoing burn bans out there. Luckily, we do have some relief on the way, that hope on the horizon as we head into the end of the 7-day forecast. Specifically through that 6 to 10 day outlook, you can see how most of the eastern United States and especially into South South Texas. Going to fall in that likely wetter than average transition pattern, so going to be pretty nice to get some of that rainfall back into the area, especially with that next cold front on the way by the weekend. Going to have a good drop in temperatures with it also. So here's how it's all rounding out on our 7-day forecast. We've still got a few more days of the rinse and repeat pattern. 84 today, 85 tomorrow, 86 by Wednesday. Thursday we see our first few light showers working onto the board, but by the weekend that's our more promising chance. I'd go ahead and plan for it now to stay indoors. Saturday, some of that scattered thunderstorm activity with more thunderstorms on the way by Sunday, and those cooler temperatures from the 80s to the 70s as we head into next week.
Well, car fans, listen up. General Motors is showing off its newest Corvette. Coming up on Chris 6 Sunrise, we'll tell you when the 2027 Grand Sport will hit the streets. And welcome back to Chris 6 Sunrise. A new CDC study shows a steep rise in kratom poisonings across the country. Researchers say calls to poison centers about the herb surged more than 1,200% over the last decade. There were more than 3,400 reports of poisoning linked to kratom last year alone. Symptoms can range from vomiting and high blood pressure to seizures and hallucinations. The herb is not federally regulated, but some states are now moving to ban or restrict its sale. And an E. coli outbreak linked to raw dairy products from a raw farm is growing. 9 people are now sick across 3 states, including Texas and California. Health officials say more than half of the cases involve children under the age of 5. 3 people are in the hospital. Fortunately, no deaths have been reported. The FDA is now conducting an on-site inspection at the farm. And General Motors is showing off its newest Corvette. The automaker unveiled the 2027 Grand Sport in Bowling Green, Kentucky on Friday. It's the 6th model in an 8-generation lineup. The car features a brand new 6.7-liter V8 engine. Corvettes have been built in Bowling Green for 45 years, and the new Grand Sport is currently in the test driving stage. It'll be available for purchase this summer.
Well, howdy and happy Monday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our SPID Skycam. Luckily still not tracking any major slowdowns. Temperature still holding on to the 60s for most of us. 68 in Beeville, 64 your temperature in Alice so far, with 65 on the board in Hebbronville. Winds are out of the southeast for all of us, roughly 5 to 10 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour there in Port Aransas, but luckily that's keeping away any of the fog that would otherwise be developing. As we head through the rest of our Monday, we're on the warm-up, 78 by 11 a.m., calling 84 for our daytime high this afternoon from CCIA, and a breezy afternoon on the way in terms of that. 20 miles an hour out of the southeast, gusting to 30 miles an hour at times. Either way, if you're getting ready to head out for the day, though, here's how that traffic is currently flowing. On the Harbor Bridge, no troubles there to and from Portland this morning. And for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga also coming in the clear. So let's take a check over by Sinton, see how your traffic is currently flowing. Good morning to neighbors in Sinton. No slowdowns there either, so a good and green Monday morning for all of us. More details about the rest of the week and our rain chances coming up in just a few minutes.
This morning on the 3rd hour of today, before jumping into a new routine, we're sharing the do's and don'ts of spring fitness. Plus, Olympic skiing legend Michaela Schifrin is stopping by. And from the series The Boys, actor Jack Quaid live in Studio 1A. All that and more coming up this morning on the 3rd hour of today.
Well, good Monday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our Snoopy's Pier Skycam, courtesy of Matthews CCAC. We're sitting at 70 degrees so far. Winds out of the southeast at 11 miles an hour, and luckily visibilities are fairly well this morning. Not seeing too much of that fog developing out there. Temperature-wise, we're waking up to 60s and 70s. 71 in Rockport as well as Ingleside and Port Aransas so far. Alice, you're waking up to 66 degrees. George West sitting at that 68-degree mark with our coolest spot on the board, Falfurrias. They've came up a degree actually, now sitting at 63 degrees there. But as we're checking out the dog walking forecast today, we've got Charlie and Pilot on the board right here from Nueces County. Since they like to go on that walk around the neighborhood, that's a pretty good spot for it. As we're rolling through the morning hours, temperatures on the rise. 75 by 10 a.m., another 5 degrees up to 80 as we're heading in towards that noon hour for lunchtime. Also notice the winds are going to be picking up as we head through the morning, closer to 10 miles an hour right now, getting closer to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon for for us. And we should top out about 84 degrees here in Corpus Christi is what I'm calling, chasing that 85 degree mark to the north in Beeville. But out west, Duval County once again flirting with that 90 degree mark, 89 your forecast daytime high for there in Freer and Hebronville later today. But it's also a breezy afternoon like we talked about on the way, so let's check out the Where's My Trash Can forecast as we're heading into the day. Maybe if you pick it up this morning, little or no movement, but as we're heading into the afternoon, likely to either be just tipped over nearby or maybe even as far as the neighbor's yard. That's all thanks to those gusts pushing upwards of 30 miles an hour at times. So going to be a pretty breezy afternoon on the way, likely going to notice it when you're driving out there also. As we're heading through the final days of March and into start off April there by Wednesday, heading through this week, we will slowly have that humidity stick with us and slowly increase heading into the weekend, I should say. We're getting the atmosphere slowly primed as we're heading through the week ahead. We've got all this moisture in the air, but just no lift to really get it going, some of those showers. As we head into Thursday, we could see some of that isolated activity make its return to the board, but as we're heading into the weekend, that's where we're expecting our next cold front. And with all of this moisture in the atmosphere and with what looks like not too much of a cap overhead right now as we're heading into the weekend, it's looking more and more likely like we'll see some of that scattered thunderstorm activity for us. Of course, with so much time to go, there's still 5-6 days to go until this event. The forecast likely to change, especially in terms of intensity, but maybe also that timing just slightly, so make sure to check back with us through the week ahead for some of that data. As we're checking out the 7-day forecast, though, we're still in the rinse and repeat pattern right now to start off the week. 84 degrees today, 85 tomorrow, 86 as we head into our Wednesday with breezy afternoons for all of them, even into our Thursday. Luckily, by Thursday, that's where we start to see the changes on the board, a few light showers out there. Going into Friday and Saturday, that's where we start to see a little bit more instability in the atmosphere. That's where we get the chance for some of that thunderstorm activity by Saturday, and I'd go ahead and just advise you to make some of those indoor plans this weekend. Could see some of the scattered thunderstorms by Saturday, and that cold front going to put even more thunderstorms into the area by Sunday. Another good note, that's going to cool us off from the 80s as we head through this week into the 70s as we're getting ready to kick off next week.
Desperate parents and children locked up in immigration detention in Texas for weeks, even months. I'm Scripps News investigative reporter Patrick Terpstra. Ahead, what we're learning about their plight in new court filings.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your KRIS 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hello, KRIS 6 Sunrise team. We are St. John Paul II High School, and we want to wish all of our neighbors across the Coastal Bend to have a great morning and a great day.
All right, well, good morning to our neighbors at St. John Paul II High School. We hope you have a great day. Now, for viewers out there, if you want to send us a sunrise shout out, you can scan that QR code you see on your screen or head over to our website, kristv.com.
ICE is holding fewer families at the Dilley Immigration Detention Center down in Texas, but new court filings obtained by Scripps News show there are still dozens of children held there beyond a limit set by a federal court. Many families are complaining still about a lack of physical and mental health care.
A 13-year-old girl drew this dark picture during her time at the Dilley Detention Center, where her mother says the family's 2 months in lockup led her daughter to attempt suicide.
Sus palabras eran de que no quería vivir más, porque el tener, si ella iba a seguir viviendo el encierro, que ella prefería morirse.
It's true, the population of parents and children at Dilley has dropped significantly in recent weeks amid scrutiny from media and lawmakers and no explanation from ICE. But the most recent numbers show 20 children still held there in March for 50 days and counting. This as startling new concerns are raised about medical care there. Sworn declarations collected inside Dilley by Michon Rowe and others for ongoing litigation.
I mean, it was very overwhelming to think about having to live there for many, many months with your children.
A detained mother says her 2-year-old suffered from an untreated tooth infection for almost 3 weeks, leading to fever. She looks thinner, is more tired, and is always lying down, the mother says. She can barely eat anything due to pain. Yet another mom says her 9-year-old daughter with autism is not receiving any of her regular medicine at Dilley. The girl is among many children confined at Dilley who have expressed their trauma through drawings. Drawings she and other parents say Dilley guards destroyed. My older daughter started getting upset. The officer turned to her, held it up, ripped it up, and laughed in her face, she says in her sworn statement. Dilley owner CoreCivic says claims about staff confiscating or destroying children's artwork are not true. Then there are the declarations from children who shared their own stories of suffering. A 16-year-old who'd lived in Texas 9 years before being sent to Dilley says, "I am having panic attacks. I am so worried about missing 3 months of my junior year."
The kids that I met with are, incredibly resilient and brave and really frustrated and struggling with the situation that they face. The juxtaposition of what was their life and what is now their life is really severe and difficult to deal with.
DHS declined to answer our questions and sent an email that said this facility is purpose-built to ensure that families in detention are comfortable and have all of their needs cared for, all at the taxpayer's expense. A statement at odds with what families on the inside are saying in sworn declarations. Patrick Terpstra, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Well, howdy and happy Monday, Coastal Bend. Taking a live view from our Snoopy's Pier Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. Waking up to 70 degrees here, closer to the water on the Laguna Madre. Winds out of the southeast, 11 miles an hour so far. Luckily not too bad as we're waking up for our Monday morning. As we're looking at those temperatures in your neighborhood, waking up to 71 in Rockport, 64 the cool spot so far in Alice. Hebbronville coming in at that 65 degree mark. In Beeville, you're sitting at 68 degrees so far. So all of us waking up to the mid and upper 60s, if not the lower 70s. Then we're going to warm up as we head through the rest of our Monday, back up towards 78 by 11 a.m. I'm calling about 84 for our daytime high here in Corpus Christi, and a windy afternoon on the way. Winds out of the southeast about 20 miles an hour. Keep in mind that's the sustained wind though, likely to see some of those gusts pushing 25 to 30 miles an hour. And with how dry our soil is right now, combined with those winds, that means we're going to have some of that very high fire danger towards Falfurrias and towards Live Oak County later today. Going into tomorrow, not too much better. Still going to hold on to that pocket of very high fire danger towards Live Oak County, even going into our Wednesday there. So with the ongoing burn bans, just something to be mindful of. Luckily, there is hope on the horizon. As we head into Thursday, could see a few light showers, and especially as we're heading into the weekend, could see some more of that scattered activity. Of course, I'll break this down a little bit more coming up in our next full 7-day forecast.
A water dispute brewing in the Coastal Bend? How Corpus Christi leaders are responding to claims they are draining another city's water supply. Plus, Jim Wells County is taking new steps to fix an overcrowded jail. We'll tell you what officials are discussing and what it'll mean for taxpayers. And Texas bluebonnets are back in bloom, but this year is a little different. We will bust a common myth about picking the state flower and tell you when they will peak.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
And we thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news. I'm Drew Bishop. We start with controversy over water as Corpus Christi city leaders push back against claims they're depleting another city's water supply. The dispute between Corpus Christi and Three Rivers over water releases from Choke Canyon are being discussed. During Friday's water briefing, City Manager Peter Zanoni denied claims from the mayor of Three Rivers that Corpus Christi is taking too much water from Choke Canyon. Zanoni says the city actually increased the amount of water flowing to Three Rivers more than a year ago.
And so the only change we made was 15 months ago, where we changed the release rate from 29 cubic feet a second to 33, so that the difference would be able to be picked up by Three Rivers.
And I was actually at that water meeting on Friday, and Peter Zanoni telling me that he plans to meet with leaders in Three Rivers to work through this dispute. He also tells me he's going to visit communities like Rockport, Port Aransas, Orange Grove, among others, to discuss regional water plans. Tomorrow, Corpus Christi leaders will hold a water workshop at City Hall to discuss the ongoing crisis. And take a look at these new photos from Friday from City Manager Peter Zanoni. 600 feet of specialized pipeline arrived at the Evangeline project site in San Patricio County to start the weekend. The pipes were made in South Carolina for a 30-mile groundwater collection system. 90% of the pipeline should be delivered by the end of July. And the founder of the Corpus Christi Chronica faces new charges this morning. Police arrested Eric Tunches early Sunday for gambling. He's accused of promoting gambling and keeping a gambling place. Officers also charged him with possessing gambling devices and operating a game room. This is his second arrest in less than a year. Tunches faced similar charges last May.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, reporting in Juarez County, where leaders are once again addressing a problem we've been following since 2024, an overcrowded jail and paying other jails to house inmate overflow. But now they are working to find long-term solutions.
It's about time.
Annabelle Garcia has been a resident for 40 years. She says as the community grows, so does the need for a solution to the inmate overflow in the county jail.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, is we need to have good, even though they're in there for a reason, they're still human beings, and we need to have them in a safe place.
For years, Juarez County has struggled with limited jail space, forcing officials to send inmates elsewhere, costing taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars. She believes expanding or building a new facility just makes sense.
The community's growing, so there's more population, so it makes sense to me. I don't know about the rest of the people, but as far as I'm concerned, yes, we need that.
Commissioners were in court Friday to discuss options.
Obviously, everybody knows we're having issues with overcrowding at the jail. That is the root cause of the transport costs that keeps being brought up.
Sheriff Baker says that bringing in experts like Southwest Architects will help determine if it would be best to expand the current 100-year-old jail or build a new one.
I think that analysis is going to be important for the commissioners so they can see the hard numbers as to what's best, whether we add on or whether we build a new facility.
A contract is expected to be drafted before the analysis begins, with funding coming from the county's general fund. But for now, there's no final price tag. And with these discussions, county leaders have taken the first step towards a solution that may impact both public safety and taxpayers across Juarez County. Reporting in Juarez County, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Monday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look back at the sunset from this weekend. Thank you to Padre Island Madre for sending in this photo. This was over there on the Bob Hall Pier, and you could just see that gorgeous sunset over there. Got the colors going across the water too. If you get any good sunsets like this one, maybe good sunrise photos, or maybe some good storms as they work into the area later this week, hopefully you take a quick picture or video and submit it to our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. If you're not already a member though, you're definitely going to see a lot more good shots like this one in there. As we're waking up for our Monday morning, here's a live view from our studio sky cam. You can see the Harbor Bridge and downtown both in view, waking up to 69 degrees on the board. Winds out of the southeast a good 8 miles an hour or so, keeping away any of that fog that we would see developing out there. And that's really the story for most of us, waking up to 69 in Robstown, 66 in Alice, with the cool spot Falfurrias coming in at 63 so far. Along the coast though, a little bit warmer. Rockport, Ingleside, you're both sitting at that 71 degree mark. As we're getting ready to head out for that Monday bus stop forecast, though, here's what you can expect about those 70 degree mark this morning for that 7 a.m. drop-off, back up into the 80s by 3 p.m., and I'm calling 84 degrees for our daytime high this afternoon. Also going to be a breezy one. Winds out of the southeast about 20 miles an hour, but that's the sustained winds. We're likely to see some of those gusts pushing as high as 30 miles an hour at times. For our forecast highs, we're chasing 80 degrees up there in Refugio today, 86 for Alice and Duval County, Freer, Hebbronville, potentially chasing that 89 degree mark, if not 90 degrees today. And when we're considering our drought monitor, those soils are very dry out there. Out to the west towards Cotulla into our watershed, seeing that level 5 out of 5 exceptional drought. Also for areas to Alice, Falfurrias, and Hebbronville off towards the southwest, also that level 5 out of 5 drought. And just with the most recent update, started to see this extreme drought pushing into western Nueces and Clayburgh County, so not what we wanted to see, but luckily there is some hope on the horizon as we're heading into the rest of the week. But for right now, we're still holding on to that high fire danger, especially when you consider the winds later today. A couple pockets of that very high fire danger towards Live Oak County and towards Falfurrias. Going into tomorrow, it just holds on for Live Oak County up there, but still, even going into our Wednesday, going to hold on to that pocket of very high fire danger. And don't get me wrong though, the rest of us still holding on to that high fire danger. Something to be mindful of as we're getting ready to close out March tomorrow and enter in towards April as we're heading in towards Wednesday. But like I talked about, we do have hope on the horizon. By Thursday, we could see a few light showers returning to the board. The better chance is going to be be as we're heading into this weekend for the first weekend of April. As we're going towards Saturday into Sunday, you can see how it increases towards that scattered activity, looking much more promising because as we go through the week ahead, we've got those winds out of the southeast pretty much priming our atmosphere each and every day because right now we're on that rinse and repeat pattern, not seeing too much of anything. By Thursday, we do see those few light showers, and heading into the weekend, we finally get the source of lift we need. We'll see that next cold front return to the board, dropping us from the 80s into the 70s, but more importantly, kicking up more of that scattered thunderstorm activity heading into this weekend.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Now, the Supreme Court will release a new orders list today. The list reveals which cases the justices plan to hear next. Recent lists included cases on federal supervised release and birthright citizenship. ICE agents will continue to be stationed at airports as the DHS shutdown continues. Border Czar Tom Homan says agents will support TSA officers until normal operations resume. The extra help is already making a difference at Baltimore's Thurgood Marshall Airport. Security lines moved much faster yesterday. That comes after travelers faced hours-long waits on Saturday before the agents stepped in. Starting Tuesday, Texas is banning all smokable hemp products. The new rules make items like pre-rolled joints and hemp flour illegal to sell. State officials say the move will help protect children. The regulations also massively increase licensing fees for hemp businesses. Retailers say the extra costs will force many small shops to close. Hemp advocates plan to sue the state to block the new rules. And it's no secret, gas prices are jumping across the country and right here at home. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is a little over $4, $4.06. That's up 46 cents in just the past 2 weeks. It's also 90 cents higher than this time last year. In Texas, drivers can expect to pay around $3.56 a gallon. And right here in Corpus Christi, you can pay $3.41 on average for a gallon of regular gas. Experts say high crude oil prices are driving the surge at the pump, and projections show oil could reach anywhere from $100 to $200. Now, rehearsals are underway for the annual Sunrise Passion Play at Cole Park. You see some of those thespians right there. The Easter tradition has been going on strong in Corpus Christi for 84 years, but organizers still need more volunteers to help bring the story to life. They're looking for actors to perform on Easter Sunday, and if you want to join the cast, you can call 361-442-6194. And the Coastal Bend Food Bank is hosting a pop-up produce distribution this week. It happens on Thursday morning from 7 to 9. You can pick up the fresh food at 5442 Bear Lane. The event will run until supplies run out. Organizers ask that you stay in your car for safety reasons. They also remind drivers to stay off their phones while in the distribution line.
Well, howdy and happy Monday. Coastal Bend taking a view from our SPID Skycam. Luckily, still not tracking any of those major slowdowns, but a few more cars picking up on that roadway so far. We're waking up to temperatures in the 60s out there. Alice, you're coming in at 64 degrees, 65 over there in Hebronville. A little warmer along the coast. Port Aransas and Rockport both holding on to 71 degrees so far. Winds are out of the southeast for all of us about 5 to 10 miles an hour, luckily keeping any of that fog out of our area. But heading through the rest of our Monday, we're all going to be back on the warm-up. That sunshine comes back out, and we're going to have another breezy afternoon on our hands. That's going to be out of the southeast about 20 miles an hour, gusting towards 30 miles an hour at times, and calling 84 degrees for our daytime high here in Corpus Christi. Nonetheless, if you're getting ready to head out for the day, though, here's how the traffic is flowing. No issues on the Harbor Bridge as of right now. Same goes for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, just a very minor slowdown on Saratoga next to Airline Road. Other than that, we're shaping up for a good and green Monday morning. I'll have more details about our rain chances on the way coming up in just a few more minutes.
A Texas spring staple is making its return, painting fields and roadsides in shades of blue. But this year's bloom isn't quite typical. And while the flowers are a familiar sight, there's one long-standing rumor many Texans still get wrong.
I believe a myth that you're not supposed to pick bluebonnet seeds because it's illegal in Texas, but that is a myth. It's okay to pick them. You're not going to go to jail. So they're beautiful to see.
Weather plays a major role in how and when bluebonnets bloom.
The best time to plant them is between September and December 15th, with October and November being the best time.
Those fall planted seeds stay small through winter before blooming in early spring.
The the plants will grow to a small size throughout the winter and then should bloom well for you during March and April months.
Even with a slightly off season, the flowers remain a Texas favorite, rooted in history and tradition. Over at New York, Texas Zipline Adventures, the blooms have been a destination of their own, drawing visitors from across the state.
The previous owner cultivated the bluebonnets, and then we just take care of them every year. One of the really cool things about being up here is we have access to water, unlike the sides of the road, so we can make ours last a little bit longer.
Despite the dry stretch, bluebonnets are continuing their natural cycle, shifting from bloom to seed production.
They spread, their seeds walk is how they work, so they spread really well. There's seed pods on each one. We can see seed pods forming now.
There's even a way to tell when the season is winding down.
Once they are pollinated, the white turns darker, and so they turn more bluey purple.
Even with a shorter season, the message is the same.
It's just a great time for families to get out and enjoy a great season of the bluebonnets in the state flower of Texas.
Experts say bluebonnets should peak from late March through mid-April, so if you want to catch them at their best, now is the time.
Now, the men's college basketball Final Four is officially set, folks. Number 1 seed Michigan crushed Tennessee on Sunday. The Wolverines will now face the 1-seeded Arizona Wildcats. Braylon Mullins was the hero, hitting a desperation three-pointer in the final second to help UConn upset Duke. That was an incredible moment. UConn will take on Illinois this Saturday in Indianapolis for a chance to go to the men's championship, which is set for Monday, April 6th. On the women's side, UConn and UCLA already advanced to the Final Four. Michigan plays Texas, and TCU faces South Carolina today to decide the final 2 spots. And that shot last night from UConn was a miracle. I mean, they were down by as much as 15, 20 points all throughout the game. And the Huskies managed to pull it off last night, Stephen. It was an exciting game. I don't know if you got a chance to catch it at all.
No, I didn't, but that sounds like it'd be pretty incredible. Do you have any teams left in the Final Four now that you're going for?
As far as my bracket goes, I have 3 out of the 4 left. I think I'm pulling for Michigan. That was my pick to start the year. They're in the Final Four. They're ready to go. I'm kind of a Midwest guy myself, so I've got Michigan. But we had last night's miracle with the UConn Huskies. We're looking for a miracle of our own here in the Coastal Bend. Some rain, which you've been promising us throughout the newscast. Tell us a little bit more.
Absolutely, and we are looking pretty promising as we're heading through the rest of the week. Of course, it's still about 5 or 6 days out, so I've been urging everybody check back for updates through the forecast. But yes, as of right now, looking like a pretty good miracle on the way. Starting off with our Monday morning, I should say, here's a live view from our studio sky cam. We're sitting at 69 degrees here in Corpus Christi. We've got the Harbor Bridge and downtown both in view, but you got a decent amount of cloud cover still overhead. Luckily, as we're heading into the afternoon, pretty much what we saw all last week, we'll see more of that clearing once again. Looking closer at our temperatures with our Chris 6 neighborhood weather network now. Over in Flower Bluff, reading 70 degrees from Graham Road, 71 there on Laguna Shores Road, 70 for Garden Court on the south side, with the coolest spot 69 from Taylor's Way Court on the south side right now. As we're working just slightly to the north, though, Rockport, you're waking up to 71 degrees across the board. Augusta Drive, North Austin Street, even Cochrane Lane, all coming in at that 71 degree mark. But as we look at the dog walking forecast today, we've got Charlie and Pilot as our stars of the day. They're right here from Nueces County. Says they like to go on walks around the neighborhood. It's a pretty good spot for it. Nonetheless, for Charlie and Pilot's walk, temperatures on the rise. 78 by 11 a.m., up to 81 or so by that 1 p.m. hour. And like we've been talking about, one more thing you'll notice today is those winds. They're closer to 10 miles an hour right now, going to be closer to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon, and going to see some of those gusts stronger than that. So let's take a look at the Where's My Trash Can forecast as we're heading into our Monday. Going to be going just a little bit further today, maybe towards the neighbor's yard if you don't get it until the afternoon. If you are lucky and get it this morning, though, still maybe just tipped over or nearby. Going to see those gusts pushing closer to that 30 mile an hour mark like we talked about as we head into the afternoon. Now, walking you through the future tracker, you can see all of this sunshine on the way as we head into later this evening, topping out in those mid-80s here in Corpus Christi, I should say, even flirting with the 90 degree mark out west, but already starting to lose that daytime heat as we head towards towards 6 p.m. this evening. Heading into the overnight hours, about that rinse and repeat pattern. We see the morning cloud cover on the way once again. More of that clearing as we head into tomorrow, and just about rinse and repeat where we see the mid-80s make their return. But as we're heading through the week ahead, we're just getting the atmosphere primed pretty much through each day. We've got the humidity right now, but as we're heading into the weekend, that's where we finally get the cold front that we need, that lift to get those showers going in our atmosphere. So here's how it's all rounding out on the 7-day forecast. Rinse and repeat through this week. By Thursday, we do have a few light showers back on the board, but by the weekend, that's what we've been talking about the whole sunrise show. Saturday and into Sunday, we see some of that scattered thunderstorm activity, and even going to have a good cool down on the way from the 80s into the 70s. So keeping my fingers crossed for more rain rather than less, because I know it's been letting us down the past few systems, Drew.
Absolutely. We've been looking for more of it, and we're hoping to have it. Well, Stephen, I appreciate you so much for that forecast. I appreciate you sharing the desk with me, but we'll be back again at Chris 6 at noon. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you then.